stuff. Recaps of everything that happened this week. Great gameplay streams, and my second ever family night Q&A coming up later tonight. But before all of that, I have finally and definitively gotten to the bottom of the mysterious member bomb situation that has happened over the last week and a half, thanks to people who just can't keep their mouths shut and love to blab all over the internet. So, if you've been following this ongoing mystery and want to hear the conclusion today, we're going to talk about all this and more on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Why does he do this stupid shit? It's not a TV show. Just get into it. Fucking loser. Like, I understand the initial startup role. Who is Pyle Burnell? Who's Pyle? Who's Pyle, bitch?
Alrighty, so today is Wednesday, the 17th of January, 2024. Man, once again, this month is kind of flying by. Probably because, unlike earlier on in the year, like other years, this year we got a lot going on, right? We've got the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. We've got the launch of DSP Throwback and exciting retro content coming out every day. And we've got these new family nights now with my wife, which is really neat that she can be a part of my content again for the first time in over 5 years. So with all of this activity going on, it doesn't feel boring or stagnant, right? And that's a good thing. So time is flying, but you may not realize it. In just a little over a week, the first major new releases of 2024 are coming out in the likes of Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Tekken 8. And I'm excited for both of those releases. I think they're both going to be great, outstanding games that are going to have a lot of content here on the channel. And I think a lot of people will be excited to come and watch that content. So, excellent, right? But before we get to that, we still got about a week left. And this next coming week is essentially going to be the final push for certain games, the last hurrah for others, before we get into the new releases, and that becomes the vast majority of content that you're going to see on this channel in the foreseeable future. So we're going to talk about that today so you know exactly what to expect in the next week. Also, coming up this week is my first ever stream over on DSP Throwback. That's going to be exciting to try out streaming over there for the first time and see how it works. You know,
bro,
should be
just
a cool
get the fuck on with it.
The one big topic of today that undoubtedly we're going to talk about, and you guys are going to want to hear an update on, because finally, after a week and a half of me trying to figure this out, I finally got the real answer of what is going on with the gifted member bombs that have been hitting this channel, yet I'm not seeing any recorded revenue for them. If you remember, this all started back on January 7th, 10 days ago, when on that day I received 200 gifted memberships for the community. And everyone was rejoicing. Oh my God, this is amazing. No. We all have memberships. And then
nobody
it
was
happened
rejoicing.
Again.
You put
the next
way
day,
too much importance
on the 8th,
yourself,
another
dude.
200 gifted memberships.
But you need to
and
get
people were
punched
again
in the
freaking
face.
out. And then 2 days later,
this is the guy that's never been
another 100
challenged,
gifted memberships.
and he thinks he's
and then
so
actually
high
just
and
this
mighty.
last week, at the very beginning of this week, there was another 50 member bomb. All right. And
there
of course, everyone's like, what on earth is going on? That's amazing positivity. So many people have access to memberships now.
Starting to get way too good at my
so
Chill Murray impression
usually,
of Phil.
When I get any kind of a
God
contribution on a stream,
hold on, you fat log.
Within, say, 2 days, all right, in my analytics of the channel, I can see what I've earned for the month, and you'll see that revenue
Come on, you fat
reflected in those analytics.
So
here we were days after, like 3, 4, 5 days after,
buddy.
and it's 0. And I'm like,
how
can it be, you know, nothing for any
down.
of those gifted memberships? It just doesn't make sense. And if you remember, over the last week, I contacted YouTube support. I actually talked to them live when the stream was just starting, and you could hear the blip and bloop of the chat as I was talking with them. They emailed me live during a stream this last week, which interrupted the stream. Okay,
he emailed me. He did it live.
Basically, absolutely none of that interaction whatsoever was worth any of my time. It was all worthless. Just as I had predicted.
It wasted my time.
I told all of you. I said, contacting YouTube support, like, you're better off, for example, let's say I really need help with something. So I have two options. I can either contact YouTube support via the chat, or I can turn and I can talk to this picture of Mega Man throwing the Shadow Blade at
Some
Sparkman
of the
for Mega
money,
Man 3.
not all of the money.
Okay?
I need all of it, guys.
I can actually talk with a
Open
person
your
in the chat,
motherfucking wallet
explain the
and just
situation
give me
in
the
detail,
money.
what's going on, what I need help with, or I can talk to these melted plastic beads and this paint in the background. Now, you may actually
He needs
think
to get his ass kicked. Like,
that
seriously, he
talking
does.
to the YouTube support would help more, right?
Talking to
However,
YouTube
what you
support
might not
can
realize
help.
is that speaking with this picture actually might help me even more, because I might have a revelation myself. Like, I might look at this burst here and say, oh, that kind of looks like something. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe that's related to something I need help with. And then I can figure it out for myself. Because in reality, if you need help on YouTube,
What?
you might as well just help yourself. Talking
You
to
are a
YouTube support,
fucking moron.
99.9999% of the time is a complete and utter waste of everybody's time. Okay? Really, all they can do is they can tell you general information. Like, I remember last year I had false copyright strikes against the channel, and the only useful piece of information they gave me was when they would expire if I disputed them, so I knew exactly the date that the channel would be clear. That was it. Like, any of the other, I know they're false. Can you do anything for me? No. Well, can we do that? No. No, I can't do anything. No, nothing.
You're a loser. And YouTube
so all that
doesn't
talk,
like
you. The going back and forth with YouTube support for 2 days was a waste of time. Everything they told me was bullshit.
It's a waste of time.
I actually know what happened with these member bombs now, and I'm
know
going to lay it
what
on you this morning.
Guys.
It's actually quite important that this information is known publicly, but the thing is, no one listens to me. So me telling you guys, at least you who watch the podcast will know what's going on.
Something that I made up. I have no proof of it.
But I guess it's really just for our circle, because as you know, no one listens to me. Everyone thinks that I'm an idiot or something, and that there's no way I can figure anything out. Even when I figure shit out like this. So
you're never right.
I feel like I have information that could seriously help YouTubers, but no one will care because I'm Darkside Phil and I'm a meme on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Oh well.
You're the only one getting trolled this way.
If they're that fucking stupid, I don't know what else to say.
Dr. Disrespect isn't getting 500 member bombs.
I did figure this out.
For like $1.50. That's you, and you're mad about it.
Anyway.
Be honest,
before we get to
fucking
that,
bitch.
I feel like we should get through yesterday's recap, the schedule, get that stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about that. And I'll give you the full explanation of what's really going on. And we're going to have some adjustments. Let's just put it that way. There's going to be some adjustments live on the fly on today's Level 1 podcast, okay?
No, if those fucking memberships were paid for, you can't take them away, you fat bitch.
So they just, like, had a fan write a crappy, you know, story, fan service story. You know, the gameplay is not very good. It's basically just everything is hard to hit. The auto aim is terrible. Just throw endless amounts of enemies in rooms at you for no good reason. Spawn enemies in rooms you've already cleared again for no good reason. Limited ammo, limited, you know, health.
Oh,
you
he's
might
talking
say, well, that's all
about
class.
Resident Evil.
I want to replay this game again. I want to try to speed numerous enemies, did multiple boss fights, unlocked door boss. But health with one hit. Resident Evil 3 was atrociously bad. I felt
you're atrociously bad. Shut the fuck
without
up.
Getting hit, and I was like, yeah. And then outside of
even
that,
your
everything
own
else
chat
was just so
doesn't care about this. They just want to know what happened.
Okay, last night it was more Sea of Stars, and let me tell you guys something. Indie games. I can't believe you don't play indie games when they love RPGs. I grew up with RPGs. Probably one of the biggest.
Shut up.
That don't even have 300 views yet on YouTube. Variety streamer. And
no,
the
you're
reason
not.
Is because everything else balances it out, which is a good thing. If we didn't have the great Baldur's Gate support streams, Island, and now someone broke the news to me. They said, you're aware that Sea of Stars is 40 hours long, right? And I said, I was like, huh? Hours long. That's what I was told. And I was like, huh? If that were the case, one of two things would have happened. Either I would have played it
like
more,
20 seconds, and each time it landed on him saying the same thing.
Twice. So we'll maybe be 16 hours into Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Tekken 8. Like a Dragon is going to become the main featured RPG. Alright? I'm excited for it. It's a direct sequel to a game that I absolutely loved and was my game of the year from years ago. This one supposedly has much more content, and the Virtual Islander mode is going to be the mode that I play with my wife, and we're going to have co-op gameplay for the first time ever. We've never done co-op gameplay before, and we're going to do that virtual island together, okay? So that's pretty damned awesome, right? Tekken 8. I'm excited to jump back into Tekken for the first time in ages, all right?
Hi, puppy.
It looks great. The
Look at
graphics are
you,
good. The
big
gameplay looks
guy.
very sound.
What you
32
doing?
different
Oh, that's
characters,
being a
story
good guy.
mode, arcade mode,
Are you
and
gonna go play
online
your
play.
toys?
There's a lot to
Where's your
dive into
guy?
there.
Where's your guy? Oh,
And I
there's
feel
your
like, unlike
puppuccino.
Tekken 7,
Let's see.
because I got
What's
so
he
good
up
at
to today,
Street Fighter
buddy?
6, that this is an ample
What's that
opportunity
guy?
for me to actually explore
You want me to
Tekken
throw him? Want me to
at
throw
a
him?
different level than I ever have before, right? I feel like I could investigate a series of characters, maybe a striker, a grappler, a hybrid, you know, like 3 or 4 styles of character, and try to
Oh
have
my
varied
god,
gameplay.
dude.
So I could play
Shut
different
the
characters online
fuck
and stuff.
up.
And also, I
Oh
tried the
my
arcade mode, looks pretty
fucking
good.
god.
So
All
all these
you
different things
do
to do with the game,
is
right?
fucking
Now, in addition to that,
motherfucking
keep that in the
circles.
rotation.
Shut up.
So I'm thinking Like a Dragon, Baldur's Gate 3, and Tekken 8 for early February. Now, we may or may not have more games shoved in there over the course of February. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking those 3 are going to be the featured games. And at the end of February, we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And that's the next major game. And yes, it's another RPG. Luckily, it's an action-based RPG, a little bit different. The point I'm making is I just don't know how I'm going to play Sea of Stars in all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to. Don't get me wrong.
No, you don't.
I totally
if you
want
wanted to, you would. You
but I don't know
fucking
how that's going to
lying
happen there.
sack
I don't
of
know.
shit.
I mean, at most, maybe once a
Oh
week.
my
You know,
God.
I really don't know how this is going to work. So we
I
got to
really
think about
want
this,
to, guys.
all right? We're going to have to tackle
But
this
I
together
really
and try to
actually
logically
don't
figure
want
out
to. I'm just
schedule-wise
lying
how
to
everything
you
is
so
going to
you'll
work.
give me money.
Anyway, I love Sea of Stars. The 6 hours I
Hey,
played this week
Rich,
were absolutely amazing.
how does
I'm
it
so
feel
happy I
knowing the
played 6
entire
hours of it this
community's
week.
coming down
Now
on
we're 12
your
hours
ass
in.
now?
I love the game and I can't
You
wait to play it
thought
more this
going
weekend.
on, hold on,
Okay?
hold on. You thought
Cool.
going on King
Today,
Slice,
Level 1
right,
podcast,
was gonna
more
save
Baldur's
you,
Gate 3,
and it was gonna
and then
sway
tonight,
people to your opinion, but it didn't. It fucking destroyed you, and it was funny because none of the community is believing your bullshit. You want you're talking as if it's gonna affect your bottom line if it doesn't happen. Are you being paid by Mike Plum in some aspect, Rich? Are you producing their music for them? Is that why? Is that why you're getting so into music recently and why you're getting so public with the music that you've made? Are you gonna make their music for them now, Rich? Is that why you want this to happen? Because you were offered something? Because I don't know, Rich. It seems like you were offered a little something and then you got all protective of it, you know? And that's just headcanon, me putting on my conspiracy tinfoil hat. Don't take it as fact. But I mean, it's a little weird how after that Mike Plum interview and what you guys talked about privately, your tune fucking changed. And not only did it change, Rich, but it changed in its entirety. You know, it's commonplace for people's opinions to change based on information that's given, right? But it's not really normal for somebody to tonally change their entire opinion of something or somebody or some aspect of something out of nowhere for no reason, especially if the reason doesn't actually affect you at all. But to me, it sounds like it's affecting your bottom line somehow, Rich. Hmm. Now that's just conspiracy, a game theory, if you will. But the way you're just defending your position, the way you're attacking the community, it just leads me to believe that you have some kind of incentive for this shit to continue. That you just so adamantly want it to continue. My theory is they're paying you. In some way, you're involved in the interview or in the documentary. Now, to me, it's just some kind of low level, oh, I'm going to produce a track or an opening song for the documentary, you know? But that's all fine and good if you want to do that, Rich, but don't act like we're going to just ruin the world or destroy fucking detractorism as we know. It's just not going to be the case, Rich. And you're acting as if it is. Why are you acting so protective of this, Rich? so protective of Kat and Phil all of a sudden? I wonder. I wonder what's in the Wonder Ball. It was candy. Uh, actually choked kids and shit, so they had to discontinue it. And now they make Wonder Balls, but the ball is smaller, and the toy and the candy is on the outside of the ball, so people don't swallow the candy.
Hey, oh, by the way, in Baldur's Gate 3 today, we're definitely beating the Underdark, right? We beat the boss of the Forge, so we basically just got to get the second Forge reward, and then we got to go, I guess there's a hidden amulet we got to get for a quest. We figure out those quests, and then we're out of there, and then I guess people are saying the next part would be the Mountain Pass, and that's the final part of Act 1, so it looks like that's where we're headed today. How far we'll get in that, I have no idea. As you know, every time I play this game, I think I'm going to do something, and then it takes 7 times longer than anticipated to do anything, so we'll see together. But I'm excited for that, okay? Tonight, I am very happy that tonight we are doing the second ever Family Night Q&A stream here on DSP Gaming. It's going to be myself, my wife, Kat, and if he chooses to come in here, Jasper Kitty. And we're going to be doing some Q&A with all of you and hanging out. Right now, it's going to be, number 1, contributors. We're going to shout out contributions and answer questions from contributions. Number 2, the live chat we're going to take questions from. But also, people have been posting up in a thread that I created yesterday right here live on the show. So I'm going to be approving questions that you guys have submitted. If you cannot be here tonight, but you want a chance to talk to us and ask us questions, please post up in that thread. Right now, it's on the main channel page of DSP Gaming on the community tab. You still have time between now and tonight's late stream where I'm going to approve questions and stuff like that. All right, so please do, okay? So that should be fun. Let's chill. Let's enjoy tonight and see how it goes. Now, of course, the next question will be, well, how often are you going to do these? Because you did one last week and now you're doing another one already. Really? It's dependent on my wife. She had so much fun last week doing it. She wants to do it again right away. And we're actually thinking we're going to switch positions. Like, I'll sit here and she'll sit here. That way, I'll be able to easily man the laptop from this side. The only challenge there is that I'm going to have to figure out how to get this keyboard over here to type out contributions on the leaderboard. But if I'm over here, I should more easily be able to maneuver the leaderboard contributions and read things off of. So we'll probably swap positions. But outside, I don't think we're going to do it every week, right? But what I think is going to happen is mode. So right there, you know, and that'll be neat, I think. And that's correct. Pretty terrible. So when we see if they have like a stool and a little ottoman or something, anything that's better than a tiny. So, but I'm using that to. I hope you'll join us tonight. It should be a fun, open Q&A, chill session. In things, we have a million appointments and things. A podcast to catch you up on a Microsoft event tomorrow. Out from Obsidian, because I'm going to tomorrow night, so that I can talk about it on the podcast on Friday. So we're going to be discussing 3. And the night stream will be Friday Night Fights, the final Street Fighter 6 Friday Night Fights, probably for a long time. And it's going to be me trying Zangief and use him a little bit and have a fun Zangief night stream. Sunday, this is the big day. Night stream on Sunday will be my first ever on the Throwback channel, our vote night stream where we just hang out and have this retro. And it'll be an NES game and toss it in there and play it for a little bit, okay? Or it could be a react stream to the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough that now has, I think, 11 parts live. I could do a live react over there, okay? Don't know how to vote? Go to YouTube page, go to the commission right now and it's pretty much the same. We have around 350 people who voted so far, and I'm sure more people will vote by the weekend. Currently, it is neck and neck. 42% have voted for the chill retro night with the Q&A and discussion. 46% have voted for live reacting to Red Dead Redemption 1. With only a 4% differential, to give you some perspective, that's like 10 votes. So, if just a few people vote, it could go either way. I'll be honest with you, I'm down for either of those. Of all 3 options, Final Fantasy 13 is by far the worst. That game is boring as dirt. I think it would be fun to do commentary on my commentary of it, but overall, just watching that game back has been incredibly boring. It's not a very good game until you get like 20 hours into it and it's well written. So I'm glad you guys are currently voting for that, but it could also flip. I'm talking about the old days of YouTube is either. You know, either's fine. So why am I doing a throwback stream? Well, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, because I'm trying to get some views on that channel to qualify it for advertisements so I can monetize the videos. Right now, there's no ads on any of the content on that channel because I need to get more view hours on the channel. When I'm only uploading one video a day, you're going to get limited view hours on the channel. A stream typically gets tons of view hours.
Say money.
So if I do a live stream on there, even if you just get a couple hundred viewers,
just say money.
It's going to boost the view hours of the channel and help
just say monetization. That's all you got to say.
But in addition, I told you guys this year my intention is to try to get some content going on the channel that's not just raw playthroughs, so people get kind of invigorated about the old content. What I want is people to get excited about the old days and stuff.
No, they fucking don't.
Hey, I want to see this retro playthrough next. I'd like to see this retro playthrough next. And having events like this, like once every few weeks doing a random stream, actually would probably get people way more excited for the channel, right? So, it should be a fun night stream, and yes, things will be enabled like super chats and stuff. So if people wanted to do that, they would be able to. I'm not saying that anyone's going to do that because that's totally up to them.
I want to give me money over there.
Or anything on that
totally
stream.
what you should do. You should just give me money over there, guys.
The old days or commentary. It's not going to be like a
for my two big bills, for my day off, for my stolen tire. I need to buy groceries that were stolen from the cart before I paid for them.
Will be nice, fun, full days of gaming. Probably another session of Street Fighter 6, the final one before we wrap it up for Tekken 8 that Friday. Among other things, you know, trying to get as far as I can in Baldur's Gate and other stuff. All right, and some Sea of Stars as well. So there you go. There you go. Cool. So, good stuff, everybody. And I hope that you guys will join me for all the fun over the next week. Sound good? I hope so. So I think I've covered everything at this point. So you guys know the deal. I'm someone who makes a living out of stream contributions, not off of sponsorships, partnerships, and the like.
Oh my god, dude!
No product codes to enter in to get a discount and give me a kickback. It's all about
even been 30 minutes.
It so much that you support
he opened with the bag, and he's in another bag.
Becoming a member,
made a mid comment, what?
Or tips. Currently, I'd like to hit $50 of tips on this stream.
Man, $50, motherfuckers.
When I do any kind of a stream on YouTube, and sometimes we hit it and sometimes we don't. It's great when we do. It helps a lot. It'd be great if we can get.
It would be great if you stupid bitches would stop talking and just
boost,
give me money.
Okay? Speaking of that, I think it's time to now get to the subject at hand that everyone wants to know about, right? Let's do it.
Let's
just
get, Phil, hurry up. Oh my god, this guy needs to get slapped.
Answer of what's been going on this last week and a half with these member bombs. All right? So let's review what I'm talking about so you get the full story now in one section. I'm sure OP Boone will timestamp this video with AI, and this will be the start of the story of the member bomb nonsense that's been going on, because I finally got all the answers. Why do I have all the answers? Because people can't keep their mouths shut. Seriously. Most of the time, when these kind of things happen, if people just kept their mouths shut, no one would ever figure them out. But people can't help it. They just gotta brag.
I watched the tracker content, and they told me the answers.
You know, they big assy code coming out of their crotch and stuff. They can't resist.
What?
And so because of that, all this stuff finally comes to light. And now, the reason I'm telling this story is twofold. Number one, I do want you guys to know what's really going on. But number two, I feel like this is a cautionary
on
tale
his part and is not
for
from
anyone
YouTube
right now
or
who's
Google
making content
themselves.
on YouTube. It might
this
actually
has no
affect other sites
affiliation
as
with
well,
the Alphabet
but right
company.
now I'm only aware of this being something going on YouTube. Okay, so allow me to explain. Last week on the 7th of January, I received 200 gifted memberships from someone named
200 gifted memberships.
This is someone who I'd never spoken with before, had no idea who they were. No one had any idea who they were. But it was 4 bombs of 50 memberships, totaling 200 that day. And everyone was stoked because it got divvied out. Guys. People actually received them, and they were using
like
their emotes, and they had the tags and badges and everything, and everyone was super excited for this.
They had the tags
like,
and
wow,
the
this
badges
is neat.
and everything.
Obviously, I was happy. I love it when my community gets
they made a
lot
like
of
money.
You know, it's one thing if
he
I get a contribution.
He's only happy with money, bro.
Business, but when the community also makes out, that's really cool. And I knew with
how
all
did
these
the community
new
make
out,
out?
People
You
were going to enjoy
stupid
having
ass.
access to the emotes
What
and the
benefits
badges
did they
and everything.
get?
You were going to have a great time with it, right? So it made me feel great.
That's not
wow,
nothing,
feeling the community and, you know, support and grow. The next day, January 8th, I receive another member bomb of 200 members from the same person. Now, I just want you to think about this. My memberships in the United States cost $3.99 each.
In the United States.
So
why
this
the fuck
person
do you do that all the time,
400
Phil?
members in 2 days essentially just spent, think about how much money they just spent. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. I mean, that's ridiculous amount of money that they just spent.
Isn't.
Right?
Nope.
And you gotta wonder, is it really legit? Did
Was
they just spend
legit?
over $1,000
over $1,000
to support this channel and the community? You always gotta ask, because it's a difference between if it's someone you know, if it's someone who's a regular in the chat, and they've been here for years, and they're a long-standing fan, and they say, I just want to help out everyone. Here we go.
I just want to help out
Then I would
everyone.
immediately trust it.
You
But as you guys know, I've been through the
money.
ringer over the years. I've seen so many different ways of trolling, chargebacks, crimes committed against me in attempts to try to fuck with me and my business and my livelihood.
Crimes and chargebacks, guys.
And so whenever I see something like this, right, I tend to be very skeptical. Now, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? But at the same time, you gotta wonder. So basically, after a couple of days, I started looking at my YouTube revenue, and no revenue seemed to be recorded for those 400 gifted memberships. To which I'm like, now I'm skeptical. I'm like, how could I have gotten 400 memberships but no real increase in income those 2 days? It doesn't seem to make sense, right? And some people were starting to say things like, oh, well, maybe what it was these people were from another country, like Nikita, whoever Nikita is. Maybe Nikita is from another country, and in their country, memberships cost something different.
Thing.
So maybe you did get paid, but you got paid less than what you would have thought. So instead of making, you know, if it's a $4 membership, I would have made like $2.50 a membership, but maybe not. Maybe in your country it's way cheaper. So maybe you made like $1 a membership instead. Can you confirm that? And I looked. No, I didn't even get that. Like, I didn't get $400 for 400 memberships. Like, no, there's like nothing there, right? So I'm like, definitely that can't be it either.
There was nothing
so
there.
What could it be, right?
I want
so a couple days
money.
pass. It hits January 10th.
This is what happens when you're solely focused on money. Dude,
and on January 10th, I get gifted another 100 memberships. This time from another 100 memberships. Now at this point, I'm skeptical. I'm like, since those first 400 memberships didn't seem to count for anything, could these be real? So I go check this person's YouTube channel. All right, and their YouTube channel has existed since 2021, so it's not a new like dummy account, but they definitely changed the name. The name was something different previous. I couldn't tell what it was, but you could tell they had just changed the name to say Duty. Now here's the thing. As you know, one of my detractors' names is Duty or Duty Streams or something. I mean, what a big brand.
Big ups to the homie making it out the ghetto, getting mentioned by the roaches.
Right? You can name yourself anything on the planet, and you name yourself after fecal matter. That's pretty impressively smart, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm thinking,
bro, you make childish fucking
probably
middle school jokes all the time about shit, bro.
Maybe even give him like a razz, right?
A razz.
So I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know, this one even more than Nikita is probably questionable. Because now you can tell this is an account that just changed their name. They changed it purposefully to a detractor's name, right? But the thing was, the memberships went out, and people got them, and people
I really
had
like
all the
this
benefits.
setup.
It wasn't like these memberships went out, people were like, oh, what happened? They're fake. I can't use the emotes. I can't use... No, they all worked. Okay? So within 3 days, well, a 4-day span, I gotten 500 gifted memberships on this channel, right? Okay. So, as you know, the weekend happened and all of that. My day off happened last week and everything. And I come back to streams this week, and I basically told you guys at the beginning of the week, it's weird that it's not recording any income for those gifted memberships. And now there's 500 of them. And none of them are recorded as revenue. And I'm like, something definitely
no recorded revenue.
Right? In the meantime,
where's my
someone
money?
else came on these streams by the name of X Hooligan. And this person did a series of super chats as well as 50 gifted memberships. But this person started speaking in Spanish. And then we were using Google Translate to try to figure out what they were saying. Well, one of the things that they said, all right, was something like, oh, so I like your content, but I have to go poop. You mean like duty? You see what I mean? So basically, this guy is probably the same person. All right, but now they're pushing the envelope even further. Not only are they doing fake gifted memberships of some kind, But now they're actually trying to get attention on the streams as well by doing super chats and getting me to respond. You understand? So at first, you know, I was responding positively to this stuff.
You could tell he's nervous.
This person, after a couple days, kept doing these super chats in Spanish, and after a while, I started to see a pattern brewing, okay? And basically, after seeing that pattern, I kind of started to figure out what might have been going on. Because there's something that happens here on YouTube that, to my knowledge, is an exploit. I don't know if it's actually, like, purposeful or legal. It seems to be an exploit. What is an exploit? An exploit means that someone has found a loophole in a system that should not exist and was not part of the original design of the system, yet they found a way to use it for personal gain or benefit. Okay? And you might say, exploit, well, what's the exploit? All right? So here's what I'm to understand, and people can correct me on this because I only know of this from people telling me, and through my research,
because you watched
basically last
content,
night,
bro.
Where
this
I
just
found out
he watches
someone contacting me and telling me, this always happens too. People contact me behind the scenes and they'll be like, Phil, just so you know, we found out what really is going on. For example, when I got kicked out of Twitch, the partner program 2.5 years ago, now it's almost 3 years ago.
He watches detractor
At first, I had no clue what happened, and Twitch wouldn't respond.
And
then someone behind the scenes contacted me and sent me all the information.
Use your brain, homeboy.
And said, here's literally the anti-DSP campaign that was sent to Twitch to make you look awful. Obviously, it's completely false and out of context. It was like a compilation of my worst moments of like 15 years, right? And they sent it to Twitch and said, basically, Twitch had to basically get you out of the partner program, because if they didn't, and someone complained, then how would they pretend like they're woke? Because of the stuff you've said over the years, right? So I'm like, wow. So basically, I got punished for things I did like 10, 15 years ago because Twitch has gone fully woke, and they don't want anyone who's ever said risque commentary on their site, despite the fact I've been partnered with them for ages, and they never had an issue with it before, and I don't do it now. That's very interesting, okay? So anyway, that's just one example. So someone sent me information and said, we have seen that there's this person who's bragging stupidly on various forums about doing this to you. All right. And what it is this exploit is that what they do is they use a VPN. If you don't know what that is, it means it's basically a way to make it look like you are in a certain region or country of the world, even though you're not. It's a way to get around if like an IP address is blocked in your country, you can use a VPN to still access the IP address. It protects your identity in a way, okay? So basically, what people have found is that there's particular countries.
Bro, I can't believe how mad he is
where if you
right
go
now.
to YouTube, under that country, okay, that location,
if you go to YouTube's under that
pricing
country?
is completely wrong. It's not that the pricing is cheaper,
pricing
it's that
is
it's just
wrong.
fucking wrong.
It's
Okay.
wrong.
Now I don't know specifically what countries it is.
He
One
doesn't
apparently
understand
one of them is a
exchange
Spanish-speaking
rates.
country.
He's so
Okay.
fucking stupid.
So if you so for example, right now, if you're in the United States and you want to become a member of DSP Gaming, it's $3.99. That's the pricing that I'm able to control, and that's it. I don't control international pricing. YouTube does. So apparently, people found a way to use a VPN to pretend like they live in another country, and when they do that,
or it's somebody that
changes
actually
all the
lives in
pricing of
another
everything on
country,
YouTube.
and you're just
Completely
mad.
wrong. It's not a correct rate. Like some people say, oh, it's exchange rates. No, it's not. It's an
Yes,
exploit.
it is.
YouTube's pricing is fucked up for certain countries.
Nope.
It's not right.
Can you
So
prove
basically,
it?
what this person
Can
did
you
is
prove
they
it?
used a VPN to log in as another country, and they went and bought hundreds of memberships for like pennies, right? So think about this: they bought 50 memberships, and if they did that in the United States, that would be like $4 times 50. That's $200. They were able to get it for like 50 cents.
And
because
you're
it's
mad
up.
that
It's
you didn't
completely
get
broken.
the $200.
So they
It's
bought
about money, guys.
200, then they used another account, they bought 100, and now this EX Hooligan did it and did 50. 550 memberships purchased via a VPN
like
exploit that should not
$2
exist and has incorrect pricing.
Nope.
And they bought
How do you
550
know it's
memberships for
incorrect
like
pricing?
$2.
He's so mad.
So you might be like, so why didn't I see the revenue? Well, I did. I made $2. on all those memberships. So how would I even have known that's what it was? There's no way you could record that and it would make any sense.
So pissed.
How would you
Get out of here, you fucking loser.
I'm
so
mad.
To confirm this, there's been super chats that have been coming in from people, and they look huge. For example, someone will do a super chat, and it'll be red, and red means it's the highest tier of super chat. Okay? You're like, whoa, it's a red super chat. That means it's very valuable. But when you actually currency convert it from whatever this Spanish currency is that the super chat is, and you convert it to USD, it's like $1 or less.
Yep.
So
no
yeah,
more
it's basically
trolling,
YouTube
Phil.
is fucked up.
They have take it to the next level because we don't have to pay you shit now.
In the system, where people are working around, you know, where they live and buying things on YouTube insanely cheap. And apparently it's not just me. Apparently this has been going on for months. Like, people have been going to YouTube streamers and dropping hundreds of gifted memberships on their channels, and the people are like, oh my god, this is amazing. This could be like life-changing money for me. You just gave me $1,000, and then they make like 25 cents.
What?
And they're like,
life-changing money is not $1,000.
I want you to think about how fucked up that is. Now, here's the thing. Me, it's not that huge of a deal. I'm not...
You're making it like it's the biggest fucking thing that's ever happened in the world, you lying ass bitch.
That kind of crazy income out of gifted memberships, right? But for someone else, imagine someone like they're a small-time streamer, and they're sitting here, and they're live streaming, and someone comes on their stream and says, oh, I'm going to be like a, you know, what do they call that? Like a philanthropist. I'm just dropping on random YouTube streams today, and I'm helping people, right? So here we go. I'm just going to gift you, and they gift 500 memberships to their community, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe this is like life-changing money for me, and it doesn't count. They don't get it. They get a quarter, a nickel. Like, what the fuck? So now here's the deal. All right, basically you might say, well, how is this allowed? It's not. It doesn't matter how much YouTube pretends like it is. It's not, because it's an exploit. The difference would be if this was correct. If this was a proper like currency conversion, then it would be correct. But it's not. It's not a proper currency conversion. It's an exploit.
How do you know it isn't,
bro? So in reality, when people do this, they're breaking the law, and YouTube, every time that they enable this, also is kind of breaking their own terms of service, or not terms of service, excuse me, their own partnership contract. Okay?
No, they're not.
If this becomes a huge thing on YouTube, and this starts happening en masse to tons of YouTubers, that's a lawsuit against YouTube.
How is
they're going to have a hard time defending
partner
themselves.
Contracts? You're still getting the money.
This is a problem.
You're just mad that it's not the amount of money that you want.
Lie and buy things on the cheap, and that affects people's businesses, right? Imagine if you were running a restaurant, and someone walked into your restaurant and says, well, I have a coupon that says that I get everything on the menu for a nickel. Like, what the fuck is this? Hey, you gotta honor the coupon, tough shit. Right? No, that's bullshit.
No, you have to honor the coupon.
What are you, out of your fucking mind?
As long as the coupon's in date.
You know, again, here's the problem with YouTube, like I already told you earlier. Talking to YouTube support, you might as well talk to the painting behind me, because I will get a better response from the painting than talking to YouTube support. And I have an example of this, okay? About 2 years ago,
Dave.
I found that there was a huge bug on YouTube. I found it myself because I was clicking around and doing stuff, and you know, I was like, oh my god, this is a humongous liability for YouTube. If they don't fix this, this could break the site. So I contacted YouTube support, and I gave them step-by-step instructions on how it works. I wasn't even paying attention. Screen captures, everything. YouTube argued with me for 2 weeks that I was wrong. 2 weeks.
You are.
And I kept telling them, no, I'm not. Here's the evidence. I don't want to hear you give me a form letter.
So
I don't
you
want
lied.
To hear this bullshit.
You
this
lied.
Is a huge site exploit. You need to fix it.
You said it was something else.
So after 2 weeks,
you
of me
lied.
Hammering them and saying it's real, give it to someone to review, YouTube support closed my conversation, and I didn't hear from them again. And within 1 month, it was fixed. They closed the problem. It fixed. They repaired it behind the scenes.
Oh, you're so full of shit.
It's not that YouTube doesn't fix these issues.
You're so
it's that they drag their feet when they do, and they fight you because they actually think they're so smart that there's no way that they could possibly have an issue like this on the site.
You're smarter than MIT grads. Yeah, sure.
There's no way that exists. We're smarter than that. We're all Ivy League trained. We're all professional brainiacs over here at Google. I mean, we fucking eat pomegrapples and slide down slides and do
fuck's a
Pilates during one of our
pomegranate?
fucking classes during our workday. There's no possible way that we could have a problem with the
pomegranate?
site. You're out of your mind. But then come to find out, every time people are right, and then they fix the problems behind the scenes, right? So this is definitely a problem right now. Now, here's the thing. Now I'm aware of it. And when I see people come in here and I see these super chats and things coming out, I'm just going to ban these people on site and not even respond. So if you notice, you know, a super chat comes in and it's, you know, a foreign currency and it's someone saying something stupid, I'm just going to ban and just move on with my day and ignore them. All right?
You're a fucking...
Now,
you can't do that.
I can't stop people from using a site exploit. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't make YouTube fix the fucking problem.
Just
all right?
For
you
that?
would think that now that I've talked about this
Dude,
publicly, that it would
has
become
to be some
knowledge that people
sort of
would want
fucking
to fix.
TOS violation.
But again, no one listens to Dark
Banning
Side
people for
to
just
me,
using
I'm no
a currency.
Right? I'm nobody. I'm some idiot. There's no possible way that I could know anything about this or know anything important. So obviously, you know, me saying this, I might as well be telling this story to this painting, because the rest of the internet treats me like a dumb meme rather than a human who knows shit. Because I've been around the block for 15 fucking years. I know what I'm talking about.
Everything you're saying is a fucking lie, bitch.
Maybe Mega Man will throw the Shadow Blade at YouTube and fix the problem, right? But
everything he's
you would
saying
definitely hope that someone would
shit,
listen and try to fix this problem, okay? So if more fake stuff comes in, there's nothing I can do about it.
VSP
all right?
throwback
but
video after this.
I can wholeheartedly tell you, after investigating the situation, after having basically looked at forum posts
it has
and all
to be
the evidence,
against TOS
I have
to ban people
550
for using
fake
a
memberships
specific.
on the channel right now. They're not real. No
yes,
one
they
paid
are.
for them.
They, yeah,
you know,
they.
It's
yes,
good
you
that
were.
you guys have the benefits from
you were
them.
paid for
That's
them.
amazing. But the problem is, the whole point of this leaderboard down here
oh,
is to show how I'm
gonna
doing
take it away.
You
can't take it away.
And when you see 1,147 memberships, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Wow, that's a lot of members. Phil's doing really good for himself, right? That's not true. That's a misconception based on 550 memberships I'm not going to get paid for. Okay? So that's not right.
You did get paid for them, though.
Is people
that
will come
has
by
to be against
and look
TOS,
at that
dude.
And say, wow, Phil's doing well off for himself. He's got tons of support. He doesn't need help today. I'll come back in a couple weeks, maybe when things are slower, and I'll help him then.
That has to be against TOS.
I make my living on that. This is my main income down here. You understand? There's no behind-the-scenes agreements that I have with companies to pay me to shield their products. This is what I make my living on, and that can hurt me.
Taking memberships away from people after they were purchased has to be against
enough
TOS.
is enough. Right now, I'm fixing the fucking members total to be appropriate to what I really have. I have 550 fake memberships. So if you subtract 500, you're at 647. And if you subtract the other 50, right, you're at 597.
Bro, what?
In reality, I currently have 597 members. That's the accurate number. And so what I would like to do today
you added
is get 610. Okay?
No, that's a lie. You didn't do the math right.
It's only fair that I properly adjust it.
You added
so
up a total of 600. You subtracted 550 and then a second 50.
That's not fair to you or me.
You're
to have
a
people
dipshit.
think that this
you don't even know how to
so
do
much
math.
Better than it is because someone used a fucking exploit on YouTube that
you
they
were bought
need
and
to fix
paid
on their
for.
end
That
I have
has
no
to.
control over.
Okay, well he isn't actually taking them away. So maybe that is
now, now listen, that's still a great amount of members. I'm not disappointed about
Get out of here, you trash ass piece of shit. That just proves it's about money for him, bro. He says it's not about the money, it's about you guys.
My income is
about the community. Get fucked, Phil. You deserve it.
Revenue that I've had over the last months, I don't have. If you would like to support the stream, by all means, please do. And by the way, now that we've confirmed what's really going on, gifted memberships do help this channel. We know that.
Gifted memberships, guys.
And people aren't using the fucking
Give them to me, stupid fuckers.
Alright?
You see what they did to me? I deserve all of those memberships back. Give them to me now.
Yes, thank you.
I hate this
That
guy.
would help a lot. Alright? Super Jack, never had a problem with it. Never had a problem with it. By all means, if you want to contribute any of those means,
that was weird.
Alright? But I am now going to this just in a month. 550 members really don't exist. I'm not count them for the channel and make it look like I'm doing way better than I am, because that's bullshit. Okay? Okay. Excuse me. All right. So that deal. I know that sounds crazy, but the sound as crazy as the fact that there was a Comcast employee that for years was actually messing with my internet from internally in Comcast. But that really happened. The sound as crazy is the fact that not once but twice I had people catfishing my entire community, pretending to be a fan so they could get in as a moderator, only to then after the fact try to leak information about my mods and also mess with my chats. That really happened too. The sound as crazy is the fact that someone actually pretended to be an escort that I supposedly was paying to fly over from Europe repeatedly. Because
bitch, shut up. The detractors actually are the ones that disproved that, you moron.
And then they were trying to catfish so they could actually blackmail me later. Well, that really happened too.
Those weren't detractors, though. Those were people that were actually committing crimes and got arrested. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's already really happened. So believe it. Okay?
What?
I mean, these people are wild and insane with the way that they act. And it's just out of control.
Thank you.
Right?
Hot sauce is right.
Oh, by the way, we have a couple of moderators on the stream. FYI, moderators who are here, I didn't have a chance to message everyone yet. This Sunday night, I'm planning on doing my first ever stream over on DSP Throwback. If you're a moderator and you can make it, please let me know, because what I need to do is set that channel up for your stream.
Wait a minute. I was out checking the roads. I want to go back and see what he said.
It's the fact that not once but twice I had people catfishing my entire community, pretending to be a fan so they could get in as a moderator, only to then after the fact try to leak information about my mods and also mess with my chats. That really happened too. The sound is crazy is the fact that someone actually pretended to be an escort that I supposedly was paying to fly over from Europe repeatedly, because I didn't have the ability to have a real relationship and I was blowing all my money on it. And then they were trying to catfish so that they could actually blackmail me later.
You mean the people who are committing a crime and got arrested for said crimes? The detractors proved you innocent on that, you lying ass bitch.
Okay? So, I mean, people are wild and insane with the way they act. And it's just out of control. Alright? It's absolutely out of control. Oh, by the way, we have a couple of moderators on the stream.
Wow.
It's out of control. We figured out a way to not give me proper donations to troll me. So now I have to
break TOS and disregard an entire currency. Get out of here, man.
So, King Be Cruel says, is it ironic your old Final Fantasy 13 channel is hijacked by someone who streams Spanish soccer on it? You know, I'll be honest with you guys, I have absolutely nothing against Spanish-speaking people. I've known tons of Spanish-speaking
You're disregarding their currency and saying that it isn't worth it because it's, you can get your membership and shit for pennies on the dollar. You're mad.
I just think it's a bunch of bad apples. Let's put it that way.
You're mad.
It's a bunch of bad apples.
You're the bad apple.
They're trying to spoil the bunch, but they're not going to spoil it for me.
They're trying to spoil the bunch, so I'm just going to straight up fucking lie.
Okay. But there's bad people everywhere, right? Exactly. All right. So now, without further ado, I think it's time for us to do some shout-outs. All right? Let's do some shout-outs, and then let's do some Q&A or whatever we have time for. Okay.
Not interested. So it was just lie after lie after lie. After lie after lie. Wrapped up with some more lies. Oh yeah, I wanted to watch wait, I'll have to find it. Nerd Brew. But in the meantime, let's watch this beauty one.
Sunday will be my first ever throwback stream on DSP Throwback. Currently, people on the Throwback channel are voting on what they want that stream to be. There's 3 options. Option number 1 is a chill night stream where we just talk about the old days of YouTube. I field questions for Q&A. We hang out and have this retro vibe where I'll tell you all about how different YouTube used to be and what it was like recording with a camera and all that stuff. And it'll be a little bit of possible throwback retro gameplay from like the Switch Online. Maybe I'll just pick an NES game and toss it in there and play it for a little bit. Okay? Or it could be a react stream to the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough that now has, I think, 11 parts live on the channel and climbing. Or is it 10? It's either 10 or 11 parts right now. Or I could do a live react to the Red Dead Redemption playthrough, which currently, as of this morning, has 4 parts live, so 2 hours of gameplay over there, okay? So please vote if you haven't yet. If you don't know how to vote, go to youtube.com/@DSPThrowback. Go to the main channel page.
Come on, down
go to
him.
the community tab.
Down him.
And on that tab is the poll. I'm going to refresh it right now and let you guys know what the updated results are of that poll, because that poll will be running to the weekend. It's pretty much the same. We have around 350 people who voted so far, and I'm sure more people will vote by the weekend. Currently, it is neck and neck. 42% have voted for the chill retro night with the Q&A and discussion. 46% have voted for live reacting to Red Dead Redemption 1. With only a 4% differential, to give you some perspective, that's like 10 votes. So if just a few people vote,
Did I
it
catch
could go
you on
either
the
way.
backswing,
I'll be
little
honest
buddy?
with you, I'm down for either of those. Of all 3 options, Final Fantasy 13 is by far the worst. That game is boring as dirt. I think it would be fun to do commentary on my commentary of it, but overall, just watching that game back has been incredibly boring. It's not a very good game until you get like 20 hours into it and it opens up. The original linear path of the game is terribly boring and not very interesting or well written. So honestly, I would definitely enjoy reacting to Red Dead way more, so I'm glad you guys are currently voting for that, but it could also flip to the retro like Q&A session as well, and I'm okay with a hangout session talking about the old days of YouTube. Is either's fine. So why am I doing a throwback stream? Well, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, because I'm trying to get some views on that channel to qualify it for advertisements so I can monetize the videos. Right now, there's no ads on any of the content on that channel because I need to get more view hours on the channel. When I'm only uploading 1 video a day, you're going to get limited view hours on the channel. A stream typically gets tons of view hours. So if I do a live stream on there, and even if we just get a couple hundred viewers, it's going to boost the view hours of the channel and help it to qualify for the partner program fully. But in addition, I told you guys this year my intention is to try to get some content going on that channel that's not just raw playthroughs, so people get kind of invigorated about the old content. What I want is people to get excited about the old days and stuff and say, hey, I want to see this retro playthrough next. I'd like to see this retro playthrough next. And having events like this, like once every few weeks doing a random stream, actually would probably get people way more excited for the channel, right? So, it should be a fun night stream, and yes, things will be enabled like super chats and stuff. So if people wanted to do that, they would be able to. I'm not saying that anyone's going to do that because that's totally up to them. We're not going to have goals or anything on that stream. We're not. It's just going to be a random stream of hanging out and talking about the old days or commentary. It's not going to be like let's raise stuff and shit like that. I have no intentions of doing that.
Look at him. He's like, but I do.
Anyway,
in his head, he's like, but I do.
I'm excited
the
for that on
water
Sunday.
was the punctuation of the but I do.
Will be nice, fun, full days of gaming. Probably another session of Street Fighter 6, the final one before we wrap it up for Tekken 8 that Friday. Among other things, you know, trying to get as far as I can in
myself
Baldur's
on the
Gate
last match where I was just beating the shit out of them. I think I might have. Oh no. Oh, bye-bye, so.
Requalify. I'm happy it only took about a week.
Oh, damn, dude.
To requalify. That's awesome, right? So, here's the deal, all right? Do I have any active plans
Fuck.
to immediately start doing stuff over there? Like, let's have goals for monetization.
Dude,
and
it's
stuff.
mad at me.
No, I don't have anything plans like that. Our plans for the channel are as follows: keep uploading Final Fantasy 13 and keep uploading Red Dead 1, and alternate each day with a new video. That's gonna stay in place. That's what I wanted to do to begin with. Perhaps, if I get a little bit of free time, which I don't know when that would be, but if I get a little bit of free time, I may dive into my hard drives and look for some other missing footage. Like I know for a fact, and by the way, I apologize, my sinuses are really bothering me today. My left sinus is completely stuffed again, and the nasal drip is bothering me. My throat is actually bothering me today, probably because I didn't get a good night's sleep. So my apologies again if I don't sound good and my nose is screwed up. That's what's going on, okay? Anyway, my plans are, outside of just uploading those 2 playthroughs, maybe going into the hard drives and looking for some other missing vlog content. I know for a fact there was like a few different vlogging things that I did way back, and those are lost to time. My original vlogging channel, all that content is blocked on YouTube. You can't find it. So I'm actually debating, you know, going and finding that old vlogging content and maybe finding some things that were multiple parts. One of the things we've actually been doing, actually, on DSP versus the Internet, my React show, is watching some older videos of me, like, from my old condo in Connecticut, like, 15 years old. And it's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Maybe take the 4 parts, edit them together into, like, one 30, 40-minute video, and have that video be, like, me doing going through my bins back then and seeing what kind of stuff I had. You know, I had games, I had all kinds of stuff, accessories, collectibles, and stuff. I think that'd be a pretty neat video, right? So a little bit more variety of stuff over there, because I am enjoying having the videos there, but I know that people are going to get burned out on just, you know, those game playthroughs. So variety is good. I'm not going to bombard the channel with too much content. Don't worry. I'm not planning on, you know, uploading tons of videos every day or anything like that. That's not the plans for DSP Throwback, okay? But another thing that I wanted to do that now is kind of on the table would be doing a live stream over there. And I guess the question is, what kind of a live stream would you guys like to see first? And I think tonight I'm going to do a special video about this over there. And I'm also going to do a poll on that channel, the first poll I've ever done on that channel in the community tab, okay? So basically I've had 2 ideas for streams on DSP Throwback. Idea number 1 would be a retro night. And what I mean by that is a night where basically it's kind of a hybrid stream. We'll reminisce about what it was like being a YouTuber 15 years ago, how different the site was, how different, you know, the channel pages, the comment system, the uploading system was, how it was like being a YouTuber, the initial reaction to me uploading videos to YouTube, and basically do like a fielding questions kind of a stream where people can ask me all about old YouTube. And me answer as being a 15-plus year YouTuber. I'm one of the rare ones, right? I really am. I'm one of the rare ones that have been around for that long. And I've seen the site go through so many changes and iterations over the years. I feel like we could have an interesting hangout discussion about that. But in addition, sorry, my nose again. Basically what I'm thinking is, maybe on those nights, like the first hour can be like a hangout session. And then the second hour can be me playing an old game. So, for example, maybe the first hour it's a hangout session and we talk, and I have a poll running. What retro game would you like me see me play tonight? Ninja Gaiden, you know, Legend of Zelda original, or, you know, like 3 retro games that are maybe on the Switch or something like that. And in the second hour, I just do a quick throwback gameplay session. It doesn't even have to be something serious or something that's going to be a playthrough. It could just be me hanging out with an old game and us kind of hanging out together with that. You know, because the thing is, I like retro games, but people just don't like them on this channel. I'm going to be honest. Like, every time I play a retro game on here, it doesn't get attention. No one really cares, right? It's like, oh, he should be playing something more new or you know, modern. It's like, at least I get that. But I grew up in the 80s and 90s playing these classic games. I love them. I would love to take time to play them. Like, last year, I wanted to do a retro games marathon. That was my first idea for an event for 2023. And we didn't get anyone really on board for it. No one, because remember, that's when I was still doing member goals for events. We didn't hit the member goal, and I was like, wow, you know, that kind of sucks because I love retro games. I wanted to do it, and we didn't even do it. So that's idea number one for that channel, is to do like a retro night where basically, you know, I relax with you guys for like an hour or so, doing some chill talk Q&A about being an old school YouTuber, and then maybe the second half, because you guys will be voting during the first hour, we figure out what retro game to play.
Damn, I got my
Okay,
ass
so that's
fucking
one.
kicked.
Now, the other idea that I have is a lot different, okay? So as you know,
These people
currently 2 old playthroughs are on that channel, Final Fantasy 13 and Red Dead Redemption. Within a few more days, a lot more parts will be live. The second idea I have is a react stream where I, in the current day now, react to my old playthroughs, right? So imagine me doing a random 2-hour night stream where I just react to the original start of Final Fantasy 13, or I react to the start of Red Dead Redemption, right? I think that'd be interesting, because obviously you're going to see a huge contrast and difference between the commentary style from back then and today. You might also see some similar things. We might laugh at the old jokes, or we might cringe at the old commentary, right? But I think that's good to look at your past and acknowledge it, and say what was right and what was wrong about it, right? Because I can tell you right now, from having watched back some of these videos, that I was saying stuff that is definitely not cool. You know what I mean? Like, for example, there were words that I used to use in the fighting game community all the time, all right? And basically, I would never use those words today. Never. And I watch back these playthroughs, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like saying it over and over and over. I mean, 14 years ago, I was a different person. And now I've grown and learned and, you know, matured, but I was just stupid, you know? I was ignorant. I didn't understand that using those words is very harmful, right? So, that could be very interesting to do a stream like that. So those are my 2 ideas for streams over there. And the thing is, now that channel is monetized, okay, that kind of content is viable, because, as you know, I run businesses, you know, like DSP Gaming, DSP Reacts, and now DSP Throwback. This is all part of my business strategy of presenting content to you for free. You watch it, you enjoy it, and because you like it, you then opt in to support it because you want to see that content continue. The DSP Throwback project is exactly what it is. It's a project. It's something you guys have asked me for many, many years. You said, we bring back the throwback content. We really want to see those old playthroughs and stuff, right? So that's cool. And I brought it back. But now that channel is monetized, it gives me an opportunity to actually, you know, kind of get something out of it.
I need something out of it, guys.
There's 2 things enabled on the DSP Throwback channel: memberships and super chat / super things. Ads are not enabled on the channel yet, because I still need to gain something like 700, 800 watch hours on the channel, and then advertisements will be enabled. Okay? It's really dumb how YouTube does this. They have this weird new system they implemented last year. So your channel has to have a certain number of subscribers to qualify for one level, a certain number of subscribers to qualify for the other level, a certain number of watch hours for this level, watch hours for that level, and none of it makes any logical sense. It's just some manager who works at YouTube sitting in a boardroom with a bunch of yes men around them saying, I'm going to make some arbitrary numbers up now of how people can qualify for our partner program. There's no science behind them. Just think of it this way. If you have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours in a year, you can get memberships and you can get super chats. If you get Jasper, no, you're not going to chew this wire. If you get Jasper Kitty, release the wire.
They don't understand English, you stupid ass.
Okay. If you get 1,000 subscribers, double the amount for membership super chats. But 4,000 watch hours in a year, you could then get ads on your videos. Where'd you get those numbers from? Does that even make sense? Think about that. Does that make any logical sense? Double the amount of subscribers would only increase your watch hours by 25%, but then you qualify for ads. It's just some guy who doesn't use the site, doesn't understand the site, knows nothing about it, in a boardroom making an arbitrary decision. And this happens all the time with this kind of business.
Just change out bedroom for boardroom and you got DSP.
Oh, I'll just make a number up out of thin air. If you qualify for
boardroom for bedroom and you have DSP.
Halfway here, halfway there, it's stupid. Okay?
You're stupid. You think every currency is the US dollar, you fucking moron.
Does not employ anyone who actually uses the site. They employ a bunch of coders and a bunch of business people. So they don't really get it.
Dude just making shit up.
So basically, right now we got memberships and we have super chats on the channel. Once we get more viewing hours on the channel, then it'll add. And based on the rate that we're going, with the amount of people watching the channel and everything, probably another 1 to 2 weeks if I were just to release like one or two video or one video a day like I'm doing, then it could qualify for the advertisement. However, there's a couple kind of snafus in that. Number one, half the videos on Final Fantasy 13 are already not monetizable because of copyright. You might say, well, what is that? That doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Well, listen to this. Many years ago, okay, Square Enix put a bunch of promotional material on YouTube for Final Fantasy 13. And when they did so, they fed it into YouTube's copyright match system. Okay? So what it was like the intro to the game, like the first scene, and then it was like various fights from the early parts of the game. So the first area and the second area, there's like a fight from each area that they showed off to showcase like promo stuff. But because they fed it into YouTube's copyright system and it was direct feed footage, anyone who really played through Final Fantasy 13 now gets copyright to that. I know that sounds stupid. Like I'm uploading my playthrough from 2010, and I'm getting told your footage from 2010 is already copyright matched to Square Enix footage from promo materials that I put on YouTube.
Oh shit!
Like, it's not the same playthrough at all. It's not. I'm not using their footage. They don't have rights to my footage. This is a let's play or playthrough, as opposed to them just doing direct feed footage to promo their game. But YouTube doesn't care. Okay, at all. They don't care. So out of the, I think, 9 videos of Final Fantasy 13 that I have uploaded right now, I want to say like 4 or more already. I can't monetize them. Meaning, you can't do super thanks on the video. There's no ads on the video forever. Like, there's nothing I can do. I tried doing them, and the thing is, it takes up to 2 weeks to see if Square Enix will do anything about it. A lot of the times, companies just let it go, but sometimes they'll actually be stupid and obstinate. They'll be like, oh, that was content from 15 years ago, and then you can't monetize it. So I don't know what they're going to do. But basically, I see it is, I'd like to get the watch hours on that channel up to the point where I can monetize stuff, but there's no guarantees that I'm even going to monetize content on the channel. These only playthroughs, right? Luckily, I've had no problems with Red Dead Redemption as of yet. It's not like I didn't get any Rockstar claims or anything like that, so that's a good thing. But if I do stream on that channel, right? Like, let's say if next week we do a random night stream just to kind of break the channel and stream on and see how it shows up, that stream would actually help the watch hours significantly. For those who don't know, live stream view hours, right? Like they help the channel a ton for this kind of metric stuff. So if I did a stream and there's only 200 viewers, but the stream goes for like 2 hours, it actually will help the channel a ton for the view hours thing. Okay? And I need that. Like the channel view hours boosted to qualify for the full partnership of getting ads on the videos. So I'm debating one night next week doing a late night stream on DSP throwback just to do our first ever stream and kind of, we launch a ship, we break the bottle on it, you christen the ship. So it's kind of like we christen the channel.
I hate you so goddamn much, Bill.
Right?
Obviously, that's an comedic. I think you're a loser.
Anyway,
I don't really know you as a person, so I
over on
can't say.
DSP throwback, if you're
But your
enjoying
online
my content
persona is
channel,
one of disdain.
you have two options. You can leave super thanks on any video that is monetizable, meaning the Red Dead Redemption playthrough, and I think like every other part of the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, not part 1, but I think maybe part 2, and not part 3, but maybe part 4. So you can leave super thanks on the video. Now, what's a super thanks? It's basically a super chat guys on chat when I'm streaming. So it's on an on-demand video. It shows as I highlighted comment on the video, and what I do is I actively, highlight those, and I say thank you. I'll respond to your comment, say thank you. Just leave a super thanks. Now, I almost never get super thanks. Here on Dizzyeight Gaming, over on Dizzyeight, I almost never get
Your content's garbage, dude.
Okay. I'm happy when I do get one, but it's like once a month I'll get a super thanks. Seriously,
My content's not really much better. Still, your content is terrible.
Am I
It's
expecting
just begging for money, man.
thanks or anything like that?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yes, absolutely you are.
You could become
Why
a
else
member
bring it
over
up
here
if you weren't expecting it?
That's up to you. I am not pushing memberships on DSP Throwback in any way, shape, or form. The way I see it, it's kind of way like on this channel. It's a way for you to support that effort of making those retro plays modern again without having any kind of active.
Big ups to the homie Snort Hogan.
Calculating threat level. Weapon routines authorized. Rerouting core power to Omega 1.
Not yet. And what makes you say that?
Those new arms, for one.
All right. I'm convinced.
Shit. Fuck, dude.
Seems like it still has some fire left in it.
Shit. Fuck me. Oh my god, this guy has so much defense. And even hitting him in the weak spot is fucking difficult, man.
Too slow.
Fuck. That was new. Wow. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. This is genuinely difficult. Because my build, what I have, I don't know how to counteract it just yet, so it might take a minute. But we're getting it, guys. We're getting it. Certainly we're getting it.
During like a live stream or something like that. You can become a member there if you want. I'm not going to be actively tracking members over there. I'm not going to be actively having goals for members over there. All right. Basically, I think what I did is I threw together the DSP throwback logo. I basically just colored it like 10 different ways, and those are the levels of membership. So level 1 membership, you get the first colored logo. Level 2, you get a silver logo. Level 3, you get a gold logo. Level 4, you get like, I don't know, a green logo. Level 5, it's blue. Level 6, it's purple, right? That's all I did. And again, much like this channel, there's no real benefits to being a member besides having that highlighted, you know, on your comments or in your stream chat for when I stream over there. By the way, I didn't even do multiple levels. I just threw it together this morning quick, and I said just one level. Now, I have the ability to add levels later, but I don't see the point because I don't have other things to offer you guys. You know, on DSP Reacts, the various membership levels make sense. Level 1, you get to nominate videos for the React show. Level 2, you get to ask me Q&A questions for the React show. And level 3, the ultra level member, you get your video watched for sure on the React show, right? Those levels make a lot of sense, right? But on the Throwback channel, considering the fact that I don't really have plans to implement various levels, I'm not going to do that. I just have one level of membership, and it's the same as the cost of a membership here, and it's the same as the cost of a membership over on DSP Reacts. I think it's like $3.99. And that's totally up to you. All I would say is that would definitely help that channel, all right? If you like that throwback content, you've been enjoying it for the week and a half that channel's been live, becoming a member over there would help. It would help, you know, for the efforts that I and of course my team. Because remember, it's not me. I'm not taking credit for this. That the whole editing the videos together and upscaling them, that's other people doing that, not me. I got the videos together. I'm the one who's, you know, titling them and promoting, but I'm not doing the editing work, right? So any support of that channel is much appreciated for all the hard work that's going into it, okay? So right now you can do super thanks on certain videos, but not all. Only the videos that are considered monetizable. So like Red Dead, you could do it, or certain parts of Final Fantasy 13, or you could become a channel member over there, and that would help the channel in general. Oh, by the way, there's 4 emotes available if you become a member over there. 2 of them are new emotes. It's actually me as Ryu and Ken from when I dressed up last year to Street Fighter 6. So it's actually genuinely 2 emotes you can't use, you know, anywhere else. But the thing is, like, I have no plans to do a ton of live streams or anything. So, I mean, will you be able to use the emotes? Yeah, in video comments. That's about it. So, make no bones about it. If you contribute on that channel right now with a super thanks or a membership, you're just helping the channel. You're not getting much benefit out of it. I'm making that very transparent and upfront here. You're not getting any of the giant benefits that you would get. Like on this channel, you become a member, you're going to be able to use those emotes on every stream. And I stream twice a day, right? But over there, you know, it's going to be few and far between. I want to make that very clear so no one gets any feelings of like, oh, you know, I got ripped off or something because I didn't realize. No, you know, I have no active plans to do tiers. I have no active plans to give extra benefits. It's just if you want to support that channel's efforts, please do that. Now, my goal is that hopefully within a couple of weeks, the channel qualifies for ads. Then I can monetize the videos that are monetizable. Again, not every video will be monetizable because of the stupid copyright issues. But then there'll be some ads on the videos over there, and I'll, you know, make a little bit of revenue that way too. And then the channel will basically be kind of worth the effort, right? So let's see how it goes. Thank you in advance to anyone who heads over to DSP Throwback and watches the content, or now maybe goes above and beyond doing like a super thanks or becoming a member. I will think about possibly doing a live stream next week. And in fact, like I said, tonight I'm going to do a special video on that channel to announce this and to field ideas. Maybe I'll do a poll and say, hey, would you prefer to see a hangout session where we kind of just chill and talk about the old days on YouTube and maybe play like a retro game that you vote on? Or would you prefer to see me do a mini react stream where I react to one of these old playthroughs and the old commentary and stuff like that? Like, what would you like to see? And maybe that poll will determine what that first stream would actually be on DSP Throwback. Okay? So there you go. So that's the news for this morning. I apologize. I know I sound terrible. I am. My nose is all messed up. If I'm going to try to blow it right now. My sinus is completely swollen. I feel like shit. I got a headache. I just don't feel good. Because, like I said, I barely got any sleep last night. And I apologize for that. I hate it when there's stuff that's not controllable, personal stuff going on, and it affects my content. I hate that. I feel like I'll be better in a little bit. Like, over time, I'll feel better. But right now, I just feel like crap. I'm actually debating going and taking, like, one of my allergy pills. Because usually those would help with my sinuses. I'm thinking, maybe I should just pop an allergy pill and see if it, like, makes the swelling go down. Because I just feel shitty, you know? This sucks. Hold on. Let me try to blow my nose. I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip. It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
Oh, hell
Trust me when
no.
I say I don't want to
Trust me
bring your
when I
son into this,
say
but the reality is, how long
I'm
before they
not
come
the
after
one to be
you?
messed with.
How
Oh
long
wait, it's
before they
based
come
on.
after your son?
Cyrex is back, and he's desperate, begging for help from Nylet, who was an ex-friend of his who has nothing to do with him anymore and hasn't for quite a while. Well, Cyrex sent him all these messages on Facebook, begging him for help to fight the trolls. Cyrex is scrambling now, especially that his boy Tibbs may be out of the picture now, but more on that later. You want to see the original? It's over there on William G's channel. Got the link to it pinned in the comments below.
I know you don't get on very much, and I know you don't want to hear from me, and I understand that. But something that you need to understand, Chris, is this. Those people that came between mine and yours friendship are the same motherfuckers that will come after your community next. And they will stop at nothing to make those that they see as weak or as different suffer. I went through it. Wings of Redemption, Tips TV, they all went through it.
You see how Cyrex is trying to scare Nylet into helping him? They're gonna come after your community if you don't do something about this. He's always trying to manipulate people. And fortunately, he's very, very stupid, so he can't successfully manipulate people.
We need all the help we can get to shut these people down for good. To bring all the bad shit that they've done to light. These people are real pedophiles, real terrorists, people that don't care about the law. I understand that you don't want to be friends with me, and that's fine. But right now, Chris, I'm asking you to set that shit aside.
Shouts here. Oh no.
We need to stop these people before they come after your community and God knows how many other people. They have a lot of numbers. We need to grow our numbers, man. Please, Chris, we need your help.
Cyrex has watched too many damn shows, and he thinks life is like a show. We need
Alright, guys, I might be on a little later today. I'm gonna go watch some Jujutsu Kaisen. Have a wonderful night. Well, afternoon. It's not quite night yet. Oh shit, wrong one. Oh no. Ah.